Good afternoon. This is Eric LeClaire with Push Press, and we are continuing our In the Trenches leadership series. And I'm super thrilled to have an old friend on. And what I mean by old friend, I mean someone that I got a chance to work with in the Level Method. And Damon stood out to me not only as a charismatic coach and competent athletic development coach, but more importantly, his care and his compassion for both his clients and his staff development. So I've got a chance to watch him grow, not only as a business owner and as a coach, but I've seen him branch out and do a couple of very initiative-driven ideas. And so hopefully we'll cover some of those things today. Damon, if you'd like to introduce yourself, welcome.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, Eric. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be on, and it's an honor for you to think of me in that way. So I appreciate that. I am the owner of Athletic Asylum. So Athletic Asylum, we're here in Baltimore, Maryland. The gym started in 2013, and I started working out here in 2016. It was a very quick transition from, just an athlete to a coach, from coach to manager, and then manager to owner. That happened in 2017, and so I'm the owner of Athletic Asylum since then. And so we're at around 125 members before the COVID-19 pandemic thing hit, but right now we're still holding strong at 95, no cancellations in. But the majority of people that have lost their jobs have just asked to go on hold until this thing is over. So that's the kind of size of gym we're at. We have about a 5,500 square foot warehouse.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about your staff, the folks that you have working on behalf of you, for you as coaches, maybe as interns. Let's walk through that for those that don't know you.
All right. Yeah. So there's, I have two main coaches are full-time, and Kristen and Tara. Kristen is my coach. Tara is my operations manager. But both Kristen and Tara kind of share in the operations side of things. And then I also have 4 other coaches aside from them that are just strictly part-time. They all have full-time gigs. They coach anywhere from 2 to 3 classes a week. Doug, Derek, Chris, and Pat. But yeah,
do you directly focus on their staff development as far as certifications, hours worked, education, like continuing education? Do you oversee any of that, or do you let them kind of develop how they see fit?
So a lot of them are very intrinsically motivated, and I like that. So where they so unfortunately, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, I was sending a couple of coaches to get their aerobic capacity certification. Doug is really well. He's really the form of training. I want to say 3 months ago. I don't direct them in which certifications to get. I kind of enjoy seeing them kind of blossom and go to direction they are interested in. Have whatever certifications they want to do. The gym will pay for it if we have it, if we have the funds available, and we can work something out of paying that back over time. It works.
Okay. Now, do you have both for the company and for the inspiration for your coaches? Do you have a working definition of leadership, or a set of principles or company values that you've tried to hold as your charter or as your standard that you want your coaches to emulate?
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's on the back. So whenever we do our weekly meetings or monthly meetings, I want to erase that part, and everything else on the whiteboard gets kind of written in as necessary. But I believe in leading from the front, leading the way, walk the walk, talk the talk. It all means something, but that's really my vision or my principle when it comes to leadership. When I first started in the fitness industry, my first bosses, his name was Dale Shada for Brick Bodies. He sat me down one day and he said, I'll never ask you to do anything that I won't do. And I would see him, in his dress shirt and slacks, and he'd be underneath the treadmills, cleaning those things. So that stuff, and he'd be in the bathroom, wiping the sinks down and things like that. So that really hung for me. Fast forward 17 years, and it's still with me.
It works.
So now that I am in a leadership role, it's the same thing. I lead from the front. I don't ask my coaches or staff to do anything that I wouldn't do. The values that are important to me: empathy and compassion, tenacity, accountability, and authenticity, or being authentic. Those are some that come to mind. And in that leadership role, it kind of plays in the hand from leading from the front. Just if I'm doing all those things, then that's kind of what I expect from my coaches.
Excellent. And obviously it works well. Now you've got coaches on staff. They in turn service your clientele. You get good feedback from the clientele that your coaches are empathetic, charismatic. They communicate well, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
In developing your coaches, can you look back now, even 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and think to yourself, I'm ready, my business is ready, my coaches are ready for this coronavirus, and we're handling it to the best we can? Or have you noticed maybe any holes or gaps that you're like, dang, we have to improve this right away? Anything stand out?
No, I'm actually, I'm quite happy with the way that we're handling things. It's almost like we didn't miss a beat. Now I understand, it's tough times, and some members are losing their jobs, but the overwhelming majority hasn't, and a lot of people are, they're still paying memberships. Now, by the time I realized that this coronavirus was actually really going to be a problem, it was almost too late. I don't want to say that I, downplayed it, but I just didn't know if I was like believing the hype that this was actually going to be, something until, it hit, this is really going to be hot for another. And it was another week or so before we were shut down. And so
did you guys choose to shut down before a mandate, or were you mandated to shut down by your governance?
It was, so I practiced jujitsu, and my jujitsu school shut down, and it was like, now I can understand because jiu-jitsu all the top of
right,
but still, it's a fitness center, and I was thinking, you know what, maybe and another thing that's important to me is you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. So maybe you should start to think about
part of the solution.
Yeah, and so once I had made my mind up that we should shut down, we were getting ordered to shut down. So it was kind of like right around the same time. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Now, from a community standpoint, how was your message received? Were your clients surprised? Were they supportive? Were they fearful? How did you kind of tangle with or deal with their mixed emotions?
Of course, there was initial fear, but as far as the community goes, I mean, my big message. We're not going to focus on acquisition. I'm not worried about that at all. What I want to focus on is staying engaged with our members. Reach out to Facebook message, however you typically reach out to your members or your group. So what I did was I just my active members, and I split them up among the 6 coaches, and Derek, these are your guys. Doug, these are your guys. Kristen, your guys, and so on and so forth. And
you split them all out.
What's that?
You split all your clients out to your coaches. Okay.
Split them all up, and just kind of, hey, but I don't have a script for you or anything like that. I just want you to continue to reach out to these guys once a week. We're doing in-home workouts, and we're doing it through our software, which is Tribe. Just make sure you're coming there. Make sure that they're posting their workouts. If you notice that they're not posting workouts, check in with them, see what's going on. And on social media and in the Facebook and private story, you guys are posting workouts, doing, and commenting on everyone else, is trying to encourage everyone to post to the group and just stay engaged.
Right.
2 weeks ago, we started doing Facebook Live classes. We weren't doing that initially, and that's been a huge help. As much as I can, feel like they're part of a group again, because we're all logging in at the same time. We're all
Awesome.
doing together for the most part. So,
in addition to digitally broadcasting your fitness component, are you guys layering in any element of social that's different? So are you getting together for Friday nights to have a trivia night? Are you getting together for Sunday mornings to do I don't know. I've heard so many different ideas and options.
Yeah, so we're doing Friday we did a virtual happy hour, just a Zoom call, and everyone
Awesome.
logged in, and we just drank some beers and chit chatted, and I may have drank a little too much. I think so I was so excited that I was hurting Saturday morning. So
Oh man.
but that was fun. My members got to see me in a different light. And next Saturday we're actually doing it's a virtual partner. I don't know how this is going to play out, but everyone's getting partners ready, and they're going to be partners, but they're going to be doing it like Carrie, you're going to do this many reps, and then Beth, you're going to do this many reps. So we're just cool. Throwing stuff up against the wall, see if it sticks. But that's another thing. Just don't be scared. Just, try things and
awesome.
It works. It works.
Have you dedicated any part of your staff to reach out to those that may have fallen off, folks that are frozen or placed on hold? How are you handling the clients that have had to distance themselves from your gym?
I take that on my end. I'm the one who's.
That's you.
Yeah. So if they have to cancel or if they have to hold, I'm the one that they reached out to, and I handle that. And then myself to stay engaged with them, make sure everything is, if there's anything we can do. So yeah, I kind of take that on my own back.
Have you had to have any hard conversations with any clients yet at all? Anybody struggling significantly? Anybody sick from your gym or ill? Anybody lose anybody in the family yet?
Yeah, no one's had nothing with the virus hitting close to home or anything like that. Went to the hospital. She got underlying heart issues and things like that, but she turned out to be negative, and she's back home and everything's good. But no one that I know so far has been touched by this. That we make sure that we kind of like lift them up in these trying times. Make sure that they know that we're thinking about them.
Right. Awesome, man. So I think the before, during, and after approach to this, everyone's after seems to be semi-ambiguous, because we don't know. We don't know if this is going to be an April, May, June kind of a thing. Have you had the moment yet to put any energy towards thinking how you're going to kind of accelerate out of this turn and lay on the gas pedal and attack after? What would be your, say, top 3 things that you'll need to do when this is over? Any thoughts given towards that yet?
So we're about to do a big marketing campaign right before this thing hit. I had it all set up, ready to go. But we have to close. So we're kind of like, we just press the pause button on that, and that's exactly what we plan to do whenever the doors do open back up. I would say to have that, make sure I was with all of our members that are on hold, and getting them back in here if they are able to get back in.
Right, because just because you might be able to open up doesn't mean that they've got their jobs back and then can fit it all back together again.
But I would say like we had this big push for a big marketing campaign, and we were ready to go with that. So
is that a recruitment campaign for a program or for a specific offering?
Yeah, it was just a 6-week foundations course. I've run them in the past, and actually Level Methods really that was it's an easy sale, and I bring them in, sit them down, like, it's kind of like a martial arts school. I'm going to hand you this belt, except for I don't know what belt you're going to get, because
Right.
we're going to assess you over the first couple of weeks, and you're going to get a level, and that you're going to know where you're at, and the coach is going to know where you're at. It's going to be great. And so yeah, we're going to do a 6 weeks foundations course and market heavy for that. I felt like March and April is always a really good time to do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, but I think when the time comes and we are able to open up again, I think it'll be,
Right on. There are currently coaches out there that are struggling, gyms that are either on the brink of closing or very close to closing. With all your wisdom and all your confidence and all of your capacity, if you were able to share something with them, do you have a message for any other coaches that are struggling right now?
My biggest thing to anyone who's struggling would be to just stay authentic. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to show that you're scared. My members can see it. They know, the ones who are close to me, the ones contact with the last couple of weeks, either face to face through when I was lending out equipment, or through phone calls or Zoom calls or I learned from my attorney that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be scared at times, and people see that, and they can see that on the other end. And okay, you available, and okay to be scared. Your energy, they can feed off your inspiration without you really even having to know what to say or what to do.
Right.
Just be you. Don't try to be something that you're not. That's, people can see right through that and smell the BS. Just this is a trying time for everyone. My biggest advice is just do what you can. Try to stay positive. I know it's scary. I'm scared too. I'm not going to sit and BS you, but I'm not also going to, be like I am with my kids and be Superman. I'm not scared. They know that it's a trying time, but I'm going to let them see my vulnerability, and I'm going to stay authentic to who I am, and come out on the other end, and hope that it inspires them as well.
Man, well, I appreciate that. It is both sincere from the heart, and it is truly an authentic message. I mean, there's so many folks that want to all of a sudden pop up and be macho and bravo, like high bravado, and you can tell it's a front, and it's not going to run the test of time. Man, awesome. Well, thank you. I genuinely appreciate your insight. And of course, everyone at your facility, if ever anybody needs any help, we always say, raise your hand, call, connect, ask questions. And so from the team at Push Press, this is our next installment of In the Trenches. Damon Dukes, owner of Athletic Asylum. And thank you, man. I sincerely appreciate it.